Welcome back everyone, and in today's video it's going to focus on the trees. I removed all the trees when I started the modification of my layout, uh, obviously to reuse them, but I have actually been looking at them and I've decided that they could use some improvement. A lot of the trees that I have, certainly that were against the back of the layout, were from Heki, part of their budget range, and on close inspection, some of them were not very good. The other thing I've decided to do as well, one of the improvements, is to repaint them um, with my airbrush, because when I look around going outside, not all trees are the same shade of green, so I'm going to change the various shades. And I'm also going to remove some of the lower branches, as you can see here, and then mix a plaster dark brown grey colour and then paint it on and create an effect to imitate the lower trunk of a tree. And I'm doing this on several of them. You may not actually see much of this once they're actually on the layout, but I thought I'd give it a go and see what the effect will look like. I'm not doing them for every single one, just a few, because I've not done this before. I just wanted to see what the outcome will be. What you're seeing here is just the first coat of the plaster, and once that's all dried, there will be some further weathering and painting of them, etc., to just enhance the look. So got a lot to do there. Quite a lot of trees to get through, more than I actually expected. Here are some of the other trees that I have, and more of these fir trees. I'm hoping you can see it. It doesn't come across very well in the video here, the different shades of green. Some of it is quite subtle. It's just a case of the green color and then lightening it or darkening it, and then spraying the various trees. And here's more of them already done. What I'm also doing is, once that's all done, I'm giving them all a coat of matte varnish as well, just to seal everything in and remove any shininess that you might see. Some other types of trees on that I'm showing here, they'll be used more at the front of the layout. The more detailed trees, or more realistic ones I should say, they'll appear around the station and the church and in that area there, but the fir trees themselves will predominantly be at the back of the layout. As you can see, I've got quite a lot of them to do, and here's a more, well, what I consider to be a much more detailed tree, a much better looking tree. But again, I've painted this, or in fact I think that one I've still got to paint, and then matte varnish on it, because some of the materials used when you get them look very shiny, and that's not the look that I want to have on the layout. Some of the trees have a root base, and some of them are just, you make a hole and you just pop them in. So that's what I'll also be doing. But as I said, these are for the foreground, so that will be done last. I don't want to have to reach over these and potentially damage them while I'm doing work on the back of the layout. So here's some of the trees all laid out. Try to sort them into some sort of size order, just to gauge what I have, and then I shall get on with the the planting. I tried a few different little things here, some branches, bare branches, to just to be different instead of having them all looking the same. And this one's still got to be weathered a little bit, but we'll see how that turns out once I get round to actually putting them on the layout. And these are types of fir tree that I see around, certainly in the area that I live. A lot of the lower branches are just gone, and it's just the top foliage that remains. I think these are a little bit too tall for the layout, so that may have to be cut down to size to fit in. That's one of the other things that I've done as well, is cut down some of the larger trees because they were too big. And here I'm just highlighting on the back scene. You can actually see that the trees are all a different shade of green. They're not all uniform, and that's the look that I'm trying to go for with the painting that I'm doing. And so it just makes it a little bit less uniform. One thing that I was doing when I was looking at the trees, I've decided I'm going to remove this modern style engine shed. It didn't seem to fit in, and I'm going to replace it with a single engine shed where the double one was situated before. I'll have to do a little bit of work here and remove some of the track to make it fit, and I think that fits better in with the rest of the buildings in this area. I'll also have to put a chain link fence across the gap where the back of the modern engine shed covered that. So these are just some of the other little things that I notice while I'm working on the layout. So just needed a break from doing the trees because it was a bit, I'm not saying tedious, but took a long time. And here I've skipped straight to the first batch of trees that I've planted. I'm just waiting for these the glue to dry, and then I will start doing some more work. There's still bushes to be added. The areas around the base of the trees need to be tidied up, but I think you get an overall idea of the effect that I'm going for. And as you can see, well, I hope you can see the different colors of the foliage. And as usual, I'm going to finish off with a little bit of running and on the branch line especially, so you can see the trains moving past the forested areas. I've not finished it by no means. I've still got behind the goods shed and leading up to the castle. That area still needs to be planted, but for the first batch of work, I'm quite pleased with how it's turned out. And once all the detailing is done, I think it'll look the way I want it to look. So we'll just catch this little commuter train going up the branch line here, and we'll see what the trees in the background look like. As I said, with the detailing, I've talked about bushes, but there's also got fencing to do and some dead branches, etc. on the ground. So still a lot of work for me to do here. But I think you'll agree, this looks excellent, and I shall be continuing the work in the next couple of weeks. So once again, I'd like to thank all my subscribers for sticking with me. I know I don't sometimes post videos as regularly as I would like to. I do find it difficult to do work and film at the same time, so apologies for that, but I'm sure most of you understand. And here's just a couple of final shots of the initial work, and I will leave it here, let you enjoy the rest of the video in silence, and thanks again for watching.